Greetings, beautiful earthlings. My name is Star. If you are new here, I don't know how you found me, but I am super grateful to have you. And if you are returning, y'all the real MVP, you already know. Today, my friends, I have a quick little video for beginners on what I believe are the 5 most comprehensive decks for you guys to start learning tarot on. So if you guys have been with my channel for a while, you might think you know what 5 decks I have here, but you might also be pleasantly surprised because there are some things that I have been saying I would recommend to beginners that I actually don't have here with me right now, because this is going to be just the top 5. So if I was doing a top 10, all those other ones would be in here as well, but I feel like I do have a good little selection here with a wide variety of sizes, prices, and levels of book, if that makes sense. So let's go ahead and get started, my friends. I will put the links in the description box to where you can find each of these decks, and please remember I do already have full reviews on all of these decks on my channel, so I am not going to be showing you guys the deck and the book and the box and all of that fun stuff here. This is just a quick video to talk about why I feel like these are the 5 most comprehensive decks for brand new beginners to tarot. So if you guys are at all interested to see what these decks look like as well as the books and my opinions on them, please go check out my review because each of these already has a review. So let's go ahead and get started, my friends, and we are going to go from my number 5 suggestion to my number 1 suggestion. So this is going to get a little hard for me because I think the 3 that are in the top, I don't know which I would suggest more. So let's go ahead and start here with the number 5. I have the Golden Thread. So if you guys are at all familiar with the Labyrinthos app, the Golden Thread is one of the decks that's featured on that app, and you can learn tarot with the actual deck in the app and get familiarized with it. That's why I do love the Golden Thread so very much, also because they are plastic cards and they have that very extremely watered down imagery if you guys are really like overwhelmed by the amount of stuff that's in the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot. You can go with something super simple where there's no colors, there's no external stuff going on, it's not too much clutter, it's just like stick figure imagery with black and gold, and they are plastic cards, so it's gonna be your best friend for a very long time. And what I do love the most about the Golden Thread is that you can use that app. So while you are a brand new beginner, you don't have to rely on the book. You have the app, it is interactive, it does quiz you, you can learn spreads, you can do pretty much everything all-encompassing of tarot in that app. It is a beautiful, amazing app, and I used it myself to learn on, and I used to get a lot of people using that app as well. I no longer use the app. I don't feel like I need it, and this deck is just one that I love having on hand. It's beautiful. I love the black and gold. I love the plastic cards, and I do have a great connection with this deck. So there is that. The only downside of the Golden Thread, if you are a brand new beginner to tarot, is that this is a $50 deck. So this is by pre-order only. It's custom made because it is all recycled plastic. So if this is one you might have to wait a little while on, especially if you like really want it. I would suggest maybe saving up for it. Maybe don't get your hopes up on getting it right away. It did take about 2 to 3 months for me to get this from the day that I ordered it. I did have to kind of really jump into committing to pay $50 for a tarot deck. I think that's the most I've ever paid for a tarot deck. So it's one of those ones where if you really love the Labyrinthos app, you really love using that deck in the app, you feel like having it on hand would help you a lot more, just do it. I suggest, you know, I know that my Golden Thread video is doing great, so I feel like a lot of people have been looking into it as well. So that is number 5, solely because it's so crazy expensive, you guys. I would never suggest throwing $50 at a tarot deck for any beginner. And that's because at the number 4 spot, we have the Everyday Tarot. On the opposite side of the spectrum, this is a $10 deck. This is a mini deck, however. This is the horse of a different color from the other one. So that Golden Thread is like the normal full-size cards. They're pretty big and, you know, they're plastic. But the Everyday Tarot, if you guys have not seen my mini comparison video, check that out for size difference on the mini sizes. But this is technically a pocket-sized deck. What I don't like about the Biddy Tarot is that it's kind of square in size and the cardstock is very hard. I still have a really hard time shuffling it, and it's just kind of one of those things you got to break the deck into 4 pieces to shuffle it. Like, for me, it's a lot to deal with for a deck. When I do have decks that shuffle so much better, it just causes me to not reach for the Everyday Tarot too very much. But if you guys are huge fans of the Biddy Tarot website and everything Biddy Tarot, you're gonna love this one. There's that purple and gold imagery, and it has that really amazing book for beginners. I really love this book. I've been using it a lot lately because it does talk to you in such a way that it gives you the meanings of the cards directed at you, as opposed to just kind of a description of what the card is meant to say. So it is a lot easier for beginners. It's a lot more comprehensive. I do really love suggesting this one to beginners if you don't have too very much to spend on a tarot deck and you don't want to wait 3 months to get it. This is 10 bucks and it'll get to you next day with Prime. So definitely check this one out. I haven't ever seen the price on this fluctuate. It's always been $10. So I feel like that's something on the Biddy Tarot side of things where they want it to be $10, they want it to be accessible to everyone, because that is kind of their shtick, where they want everything to be accessible to everyone all the time. So they offer a lot of free resources as well. I definitely suggest looking into that because it's just as well as the Labyrinthos, the whole app and the whole website and all of that. They try to make it very comprehensive and very accessible for beginners. So I think the next one we're going to go with here is going to be the Plastic Rider Tarot, but this is going to be a placeholder for any Rider Tarot, okay? Any Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot that you like. Any, whether it be the full size, the giant, the mini, the pocket, the centennial, the in a tin, the radiant, the universal, whatever. This is just kind of a placeholder there for it. And the reason that I recommend this one is because it's plastic. Again, if you are just learning, you're going to be doing a lot of shuffling, you're going to be doing a lot of handling, and you're going to be doing a lot of carrying around of the deck and things like that. And once you bond really well with your deck, you're gonna want to have it for a long time. My very first tarot deck that I had, the Vanessa Tarot, is not holding up too very well after a couple of years. So something like this or the Golden Thread, which is plastic, is going to last you a very long time. Even the Biddy Tarot will last you a long time. That cardstock is crazy thick, it's crazy hard. I don't think it's going to wear out anytime soon. So I always say your Rider-Waite is invaluable. Every beginner should learn on a Rider-Waite, but I have since changed my mind on brand new beginners jumping in with the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, and here is why. First of all, your Rider-Waite is very archaic, right? It was created in 1909, very, very early 1900s. It's like a century old, if a century is 100 years, and a lot of people don't resonate with this deck, and that's why a lot of people don't buy it. A lot of people don't learn on it. It did take me quite a few decks before I decided to learn the Rider-Waite. So I understand the whole situation of not wanting a Rider-Waite, not being drawn to it, not wanting to get a deck that you don't vibe with. It might put you off from tarot. So if you guys are very interested in learning the Rider-Waite Tarot, but you do not want to learn the Rider-Waite Tarot right away, I would suggest the next two, okay? I really don't know which one to do first, to be completely honest. I don't know which one I recommend over the other. And, all right, let's go this way. For the number 2 spot, if you want to learn the Rider-Waite Tarot without learning the Rider-Waite Tarot, and you would like a deck that is really beautiful, really modern, really going to appeal to you, really intuitive, really easy to read, and not too crazy on that price because your Plastic Rider Tarot is upwards of $30, get yourself a Modern Witch, my friends. I am constantly recommending this one to beginners because a lot of beginners want something that is aesthetically pleasing but is still very reminiscent of the Rider-Waite Tarot. And yes, a lot of decks are based off of the Rider-Waite Tarot imagery, the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot imagery, but not too many of them do it so well that you can still learn the Rider-Waite-Smith without having one on hand. So that's what I love about the Modern Witch. Lisa Sturl and Liminal 11 did a crazy amazing job on this deck. It is a women, let me see if I can remember what it said in the book. It was women, females of color, and women, females of color, and all sexual preference deck, if that makes sense. Sexual orientation, sexual preference, whatever. This is supposed to be a very women-powered deck, and this is as close to the Rider-Waite as you can get with modern women. I love it. I love it. I love it. The cardstock is something that a lot of beginners have a hard time with, though. It is a very large deck. It is very thick cardstock. It is very glossy, and a lot of beginners really struggle with it. So if you're the type of person that is not going to be doing a lot of shuffling and a lot of reading right away, this is still going to be a great deck for you. If you're the type of person that wants to do a lot of shuffling, a lot of reading, a lot of practicing, a lot, please get yourself something smaller like the Biddy Tarot, okay? Because this one, as beautiful and amazing as this is, the only complaint I hear time and time again on the Modern Witch is the size and the cardstock. Liminal 11 made that cardstock very thick, very hard on purpose. They want this deck to last you a long time so that you don't have to constantly keep buying new ones, because if you're bonded with a deck, you're gonna want to keep that deck for a long time, okay? So I'm always going to recommend this one to you guys. This is probably under $20, if I can remember correctly. It might be under 30. I feel like this is one of those ones that fluctuates on Amazon a lot. So definitely, if you can get it from the Liminal 11 or Barnes & Noble website, that might help you a little bit with having a structured price, because Amazon does kind of fluctuate that price a lot. But definitely follow Lisa Sturl and Liminal 11 on socials if you ever want to keep up with all the new things they're doing with the Modern Witch. They are constantly doing new things with the Modern Witch. There was the Modern Witch Tarot Journal. They just did a coloring book. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of other things with the Modern Witch in the future, because this is such a revolutionary deck. So many people love it that they're going to keep doing as much as they can with it to help you learn. So definitely check that out. I will put that stuff in the description box for you guys so you can see all the new stuff that Lisa Sturl is doing with Liminal 11 on this, and it's good stuff. So without further ado, what is the #1 deck that I recommend to beginners, my friends? I have a feeling a lot of you guys that have been with me for a while might have about 2 or 3 decks in your head of what this could be, but I kind of decided recently that this has changed what I have been recommending to beginners. It's changed up the game a whole lot, so I really hope you guys go watch my review if you haven't seen it yet, if you've been putting it off and you just saw this one, or if this is your first video you've ever jumped in on of mine and you are really interested to know why I think this replaces the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, the Golden Thread, the Everyday Tarot, the Modern Witch, and every other 30-something decks that I have over there. This is the one, my friends. This will run you about $30. But you are getting yourself a crazy invaluable book, a crazy, beautiful deck that is as in line with the Rider-Waite as you can get. Being a little bit more modern, being a little bit more colorful, being a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. And you can also get this deck in a full size and a mini size, although I do recommend the full size first, because as a brand new beginner, you're gonna need a really amazing book to help you out. And what is it, my friends? You should already know what I'm talking about here. The Llewellyn's Classic Tarot. And this has very quickly changed my mind on a lot of things that I have done in the past on my channel, and what I'm gonna be doing with my channel moving forward, because this book is revolutionary. I feel like I say revolutionary a lot, but to be completely honest, I feel like these two are the most revolutionary when it comes to modern age tarot. So if you guys cannot get around the Rider-Waite-Smith imagery, you don't want to learn on that archaic imagery, you would rather learn on something that calls to you first before you invest in a Rider-Waite-Smith deck, here you go. This is the closest you can get. These are both going to help you learn that Rider-Waite-Smith imagery before you even get a Rider-Waite-Smith deck. They both have really amazing books. The fun part with the Modern Witch is that it does not have reverse meanings. It doesn't have keywords. The book is just going to kind of give you that upright meaning. And it does talk to you as well, directing the meaning to you so that you can internalize it, you can learn it, and it's a great book for beginners. Plus, you've got the whole journal and coloring book that will also help you a whole lot with this. So if the Modern Witch calls to you, you're really going to have a lot of resources with the Modern Witch. But if you want this book, if you guys haven't seen my review, please go watch my review of this one, because I do a full walkthrough of the book and I do a full walkthrough of the deck so that you guys can see why I am saying this one is the one, okay? So that's what I've got for you, my friends. I really hope this helped, and I really hope that you learned something here. And yes, in the running for these 5, I did also have the True Heart Intuitive Tarot, and that one just narrowly missed the mark because of the 3 that I had at the end. I could not decide between them, and I really felt like the Rider-Waite needed to be in there. I was going to make this a 5 tarot decks to learn on other than the Rider-Waite-Smith, but I really feel like I should do my due diligence and tell you guys to learn on the Rider-Waite-Smith, because every single tarot reader is always going to tell you that, and there is a reason for it. That's because every tarot deck is based off of the Rider-Waite-Smith imagery, or most every deck. Okay, so that's just something you're always going to need to have in your toolbook. That's imagery you're always going to need to know, and that is history you're always going to need to know. That's the foundation of the modern tarot that we work with, so that's why everyone's always going to recommend that to you. But if you guys just can't get around that, you're really upset that I threw the Rider-Waite-Smith in there, just imagine the True Heart Intuitive Tarot was also in here. You can also go check out that video that I have for that one so that you can see why that one would be in the running with these 5, okay? So I really hope that if you guys made it to the end, you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big old thumbs up. You know that helps me out so very much. If you didn't like this video, that's cool. Thumbs down. You don't have to like my video. Say whatever you want in the comments, because y'all do anyway, but I really hope you let me know what you think of my choices of these 5. Do you have a deck that you think should be in this 5? I have a feeling a lot of you do, so definitely let me know below. And I really hope that wherever you guys are when this video reaches you, you have a beautiful, wonderful day, my friends. Please don't forget to check out my links in the description box. You know there's tons of them. If you would like to send me a tarot or oracle deck, that wish list is in the description box below. I am constantly adding to it. And if you would like to join my Facebook tarot community, Tarot Readers Unite, that link is also always in the description box for you guys. And I am an affiliate for 3E Candle Co. If you would like to get yourself some good smelling candles and wax melts and all that fun stuff, use my code in the description box. Please get yourself a cheeky little viewer discount. And that's all I've got for you, my friends. I really, really hope that you have a beautiful, wonderful day wherever you are when this video reaches you, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Namaste.